Hey, I'm Alex. So today, I want to walk you through a real-world case study. It's about a problem I see constantly. I'm talking about those frustratingly long lead times that just kill your flow. We're going to look at how one tubing manufacturer went from, totally drowning in delays to running a super smooth, efficient operation. All right, let's dive in.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You got this complex operation, right? A ton of different products, and it just feels like everything is always late. It's a huge pain point for so many businesses, and that was the exact challenge a client brought to us.
Okay, so let's set the stage here. We're talking about a manufacturer that was just overwhelmed. I mean, they had hundreds of different product variations, SKUs, and it was creating this tidal wave of delays that was just swamping their entire factory floor.
Now, their first request, it was huge. They wanted us to reduce lead times for their entire product line. In an environment with that many SKUs trying to fix everything at once, well, it's just a recipe for disaster. We knew right away we had to find a much smarter way to attack this.
And this is where the data just gave us our aha moment. We did a deep dive into their capacity, and we found something pretty incredible. Just one single tube family, just one, was eating up over 70% of the factory's entire production capacity. Wow, that was it. That was our leverage point.
You see, that discovery completely changed our game plan. Instead of trying to boil the ocean and tackle hundreds of products, we said, nope. We're going to narrow our scope and focus only on that one high-usage tube family. Why? Because we knew if we could solve the problem for the 70%, we were guaranteed to deliver the biggest and fastest impact.
Okay, so with our target locked in, it was time for the next step, mapping the mess. We had to understand the current state of things, and that meant getting on the factory floor and really seeing, with our own eyes, where all these delays were hiding.
And this is so important. Before we drew a single line on any map, we had to connect with our most critical resource. And I'm talking about the subject matter experts, or SMEs. These are the folks on the floor who live and breathe this process every single day. They know inside and out. They weren't just a resource. They were going to be our partners in this whole thing.
Now, how do you get that genuine buy-in? Well, our first step wasn't a process map. It was building trust. We started by running a Lean Six Sigma white belt course for all the SMEs. And look, this wasn't just about training. It was about breaking down that natural fear of change. It was about showing them we valued their expertise and empowering them to be part of the solution.
So, once we had the SMEs on board as our allies, then we broke out the tools, like value stream mapping and spaghetti maps, to visualize the entire workflow. And man, those maps revealed the chaos almost instantly. It was a classic push system. You had each department just working in its own little silo, pushing these huge batches of product to the next station. Didn't matter if they were ready for it or not. And what does that create? Massive inventory pileups and just constant, frustrating bottlenecks.
All right, so with a crystal clear picture of the problem, it was time to design the future. And the key word here, truly, is together. We didn't just sit in some conference room and dictate a new process. No way. We co-created it right there on the factory floor with the SMEs.
This is a core philosophy for us at SSDSI. It's simple. Ownership drives sustainability. When the people who actually do the work are involved in designing the improvements, they own that solution. And that feeling of ownership, that's what makes change actually stick.
So the fundamental shift we designed together was moving from that clunky, old push system to a much smarter, responsive pull system. Think of it like this. Instead of just making stuff based on a guess or a forecast and shoving it down the line, the next step in the process only pulls the work when it actually has the capacity and the demand for it. It's a total game changer.
And the solution itself was actually beautifully simple. We built a replenishment pull system. We set up a central rack, and operators would just pull small batches of parts from these plastic bins as they needed them. And here's the magic. When a bin became empty, that was the visual signal. That's your Kanban, telling the previous station, hey, it's time to make more. So simple, so visual, and incredibly effective.
We even added another layer of visual control to make things even clearer. We came up with a simple, color-coded bin system. This meant an operator could just glance over and instantly know what kind of order they were dealing with. Is it a standard batch? Is it one of the approved larger batches? Or is it a hot, high-priority order? It removed all the guesswork from the equation.
But what's really cool is that this unlocked a huge cultural shift. We empowered the operators. So now, if one station's output bins were full, that operator wouldn't just stand there waiting. They were trained to flex downstream and go help out wherever the bottleneck was. This created a real team dynamic, It stopped being about my station and became about the flow of the entire system.
Okay, so we designed this system together, we put it in place, but what were the actual results? Did it work? Let's get into the good stuff, the tangible outcomes, and the most important lessons we all learned from this.
The success was, well, it was clear, and it was immediate. Suddenly, everyone could see the process, a process that used to be a total mystery. We absolutely crushed the lead time for that critical tube family, and that, in turn, smoothed out the material flow, got rid of those painful bottlenecks, and boosted the factory's overall throughput. And get this, we did it all without spending a dime on expensive, fancy new technology. Now, results like this don't just happen by magic, right? They were a direct result of 4 key things that we got right. Number 1, a laser-focused project scope. 2, getting that genuine buy-in and ownership from the SMEs. 3, a simple visual Kanban system that anyone could understand. And 4, empowering the operators to work as a flexible, unified team.
Look, this case study isn't just a cool story about one company. I really want you to see it as a blueprint. It's proof of what's possible when you apply the right tools and, maybe more importantly, the right philosophy to the challenges you're facing in your own operation.
It's so easy for companies to look for a complicated, automated fix for everything. But I'm telling you, the best systems, the ones that are robust and that actually last, they're not the most automated ones. They're the ones that are understood by everyone involved. They're simple, they're visual, and the people using them every single day just get it.
So, I'll leave you with a question to think about. What are those hidden bottlenecks that are slowing your business down right now? Because what a project like this really proves is that with the right approach, you can not only find them, you can absolutely fix them.
And if you're ready to start that journey, to really master these kinds of powerful tools, we can help. Come visit us over at sixsigmadsi.com. You can learn how to start driving this kind of real, tangible operational excellence in your own company. Thanks so much for watching.